17 is a pretty small sample size, but this one is obviously very high. 116 with 97% win rate is extremely high. But like, again, just because you play better than your opponents every game does not mean the deck is good. Like, Alicia played that Inferno deck forever with like a 98% win rate, and the deck was not the best deck in the game, even though Alicia had the highest win rate with it at all times.
Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1. New objective available. Building online.
He's just gonna tell you that he would have slapped them around, Jamie. We've had this discussion. Like, Kenny's had this discussion with him a couple of times. Huck is like, oh, I'm just way better than the old players were. I would have absolutely destroyed them.
Building online.
We've got riflemen.
We'll taking them down.
Reporting. Infantry marching orders received. Leading you.
Lock and load. Let's get them. Moving out. Reporting.
I just don't... I don't know, man. Maybe.
Wheels at the ready.
Seems unlikely to me this is the best deck. Doesn't even contain many of the best units. It just has a slingshot. Has like a slingshot and a razorback.
Unit lost. Unit missile launched.
But maybe that is just like, maybe like that's probably it, right? You're just playing Sling Razorback and that just is the best thing you can do right now in the meta game. What's the deal with McNeil now, by the way? Does everyone think McNeil is still OP, or is it McNeil shit now, or what?
Unit ready. Unit lost.
I feel like the changes to McNeil probably didn't make that much difference, but also the people who were complaining about McNeil
Online.
will likely still complain about McNeil.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Predator awaiting prey. Strafing over. Tank
Warhead launched.
and Predator will tank another target.
Enemy base destroyed.
Two range units are just ultra toxic.
1.
The fact that the problem is it's a two range unit that doesn't have any reload.
Online.
So you can't abuse the fact that you can't like go in when it's reloading because it doesn't reload. You can't bait its shots with anything because it only targets the thing it's good against. Like at MLRS you can go in with like an infantry, have it shoot, and then go in with a vehicle. That's like interesting counterplay to MLRS. A slingshot, all you can do is hope that you don't need air. Because if you need air against a slingshot, there's nothing you can do. You can't use your air units. That's how slingshot works. It just makes your air units irrelevant.
Infantry ready.
Unit ready.
On it. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Taking them down.
Riflemen under heavy fire.
Unit lost.
You got it.
Tank division. Ready for
Reporting.
Predator
Awaiting orders. Scout.
Predator cannon wheels. Tank division.
Yes, sir. Let's get them.
Gonna hit him hard.
Unit ready. Warning. Enemy
Interesting.
missile incoming.
You got the pred? That's a yikes.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Got it. Reporting. Lock and load. Await lock.
Gonna make it. Let's get him.
Unit ready.
Ready for action.
He's still away.
We'll take
Keep fighting.
We're under. We're outgunned. Yes, sir.
Oh, we battle crew.
Awaiting.
Battle crew.
Wheels at the ready.
Can you like explain to me what makes this deck good, Huck?
Launched.
Like why is this deck particularly good in the metagame?
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Awaiting orders. Machine, I'm on it.
Unit lost.
Predator cannon loaded.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Wheels that might need backup. Let's get him. Stop.
Rifleman
Unit
ready.
ready.
Taking him.
Unit ready. Taking him. Rifleman awaiting orders. Taking him. Find him. Remove doing easy.
Yes, sir. Taking him.
Predator gonna hit him hard. Infantry gonna hit him hard. Taking him down. Easy picking. Taking him
Unit
down.
ready.
Easy picking. We'll rip.
Unit lost.
Gonna hit him hard. Easy picking. We'll rip.
Ion cannon activated.
Solomon is cheat.
Unit ready.
Ready for action.
Missile launched. Unit lost. Objective complete.
MLRS, Shock, Sling, oops, Solomon have map control. What if they position their units so that you only get one thing with the Solomon? Like, what if they're a good player, and when you try and Solomon, you only get one thing, and then they just replace it?
Establishing battlefield control.
Like, a fast player can dodge... If you Solomon, a fast player can dodge the outside tile hits.
Objective available.
I guess you could Solomon so the MLRS is an outside tile,
Building
and then the
online.
MLRS probably can't pack up in
Unit
time, so maybe you get two things. But you also have to, like, surrender map control whilst you're waiting for your Solomon. So then you have to, like, Iron Cannon and then retake map control before they can rebuild anything.
Awaiting order. Awaiting infantry ready. I'm hit.
Unit ready.
Unit. Lock and report. Move out. Listen. Let's get him.
It just doesn't feel ideal.
Let's get him. Missile closing in. Missile closing in. Missile closing in. Right arm on it. Awaiting. You got it.
Building
Maybe it's fine, I
online.
don't know.
Marching order. Rifleman. Away. Missile squad reporting.
Wheels at the ready.
Missile moving. Report. Move. Lock and infantry. Let's gun him down.
Nuclear missile launched.
Wait. Let's go. Let's get him.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Awaiting
I just realized his unit's level 13. I was wondering why I was winning so easily with my missiles. I was like, I have way too many missiles still. Because his units are under level.
Unit ready.
Ready to run and gun. Predator cannon loaded. Taking him down. We'll red gonna ease
Unit lost.
through him. We'll rip through him. Predator en route. We'll rip through him. Predator take bind them. Wheels of heat. Gonna hit him hard. We'll tank gonna hit.
Yes, sir. Look.
Bind gonna hit him hard. Predator he gonna hit him hard.
Unit ready.
Down.
Uh-oh.
Bind them up.
Leading the taking him. Reporting. Let's get him.
Unit lost.
Moving out. Moving out. That's gonna hit a predator. I'm on it.
Slingshot. Lock and load.
Bind them up. Look, he gonna hit.
Slingshot. Loading it. Machine gun hockey.
Will crystal. Bind.
Opening.
I'm on easy tank rolling. We'll rip through. Bind.
Unit lost.
I feel like the sling just does work against its targets because you can't hit anything else. It's just such a stupid unit. And like 2 range is so much. Maps are so small that 2 range just covers like pretty much the whole map. Inferno can like Inferno can like walk up to an unblocked sling and kill it with like very few hit points left.
2.
But if there's like if there's a unit to block or anything that attacks up, then the slingshot wins. If the sling is boosted, the slingshot wins.
Unit ready.
And also the sling is cheaper, so the second sling comes out, cleans up the Inferno, and then you're still up like 30 on being the sling player.
You got it. Rifleman awaiting orders.
Building online.
Oh my god,
Unit
this
ready.
guy just went Inferno first unit. What a mad lad.
Watching the horizon.
Unit lost.
I'm on it. Ready for action.
Unit warhead launched.
Anti-air.
Standing by.
Awaiting orders. You got it.
Missiles ready to launch.
Reporting. Scouting.
Unit ready.
Slingshot. Yes, sir. Moving.
Get up.
Wheels.
This is locked.
Watching the closing out.
It's the loading. Get up. It's the closing in.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Knocking.
Ready for action.
Of attack engaged.
Affirmative.
Slingshot.
Unit. Let's go to fight. Lock and load.
Ion cannon activated.
Waiting orders.
Unit lost.
And load.
Unit ready.
Unit. I'm on it.
This iron cannon was probably not very well. Probably not a great plan. Now I have no money for the predator.
Awaiting battle.
Unit ready.
We're under fire. Infantry. Tank division. They don't stand. Predator cannon loaded.
Ready. Anti-air.
Unit lost.
Lighten them up. Rolling. Armor don't fail. Taking them down.
Unit ready.
Taking them down. Gonna hit. You got it.
Slingshot. Moving.
Predator.
Awaiting orders.
Missile cancelled.
Predator getting grounded.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Scouting.
Tank division.
Missile cancelled.
Yes, lock and
Predator cannon loaded.
proceed. Moving out.
Sling is so obnoxious, man.
Let's get 'em.
Sling is so obnoxious. Holy shit.
Enemy base destroyed.
Inferno got nerfed, but it's like it got nerfed on retreat. It's worse. It's
Take 2 missiles and call me
It's
in the
worse at
morning.
moving. It's worse at running away when it's unloaded now. Like it's slower when unloaded. All right, 4-0. Deck is insane. Confirmed. Unbeatable.
3, 2, 1. New objective available.
Riflemen, lead the way.
Harvester ready.
This guy is on the list if that's what you're checking, Jamie. That's why I didn't make a second rifle against him.
Move, move, move. Unit ready. Reporting.
Building online.
You gonna chase me all the way to the base? No, okay.
Unit ready.
Hit 'em hard.
That would have been pretty aggressive.
Predator cannon loaded. Taking it. Riflemen ready. Predator awaiting.
Unit ready.
Unit ready. Moving out. Riflemen. Tank division. Gonna hit 'em hard. Gonna hit 'em hard. We'll rip through 'em.
Unit ready.
Get
Ready for action.
taking 'em down.
Unit lost. Missile launched.
Riflemen ready to move out. Gonna hit 'em. Report you got it. Infantry marching orders received. Rifle move. Unit predator cannon low. Riflemen, I'm on it. Report move. Infantry ready. Lighten tank rolling. Riflemen ready. Easy rifle. Lighten. We'll rip through 'em.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
We'll rip through 'em.
An aggressive boost.
Building online.
Affirmative. Tank division.
Unit ready.
Ready for riflemen. Lead the way. Lighten them up. Straight through the predator getting grounded. We'll go. Yes, predator.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
I'm on it. Gonna hit 'em hard.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Squad here, sir. Yes, Commander. Easy picking.
Unit ready.
Best in the taking them down. Over the squad moving. Not risky. Ripping. It's a rookie. Taking them to strafing. Lighten them up. Gonna hit 'em hard. Look at tank. Taking doctor strafing over.
Unit ready.
Easy pickings.
Unit lost.
Africa. Lighten them up. Ready to fight. Gun is going ballistic. Easy pickings. This is big splash. We'll rip it. Yes, Commander.
Wait, I need to iron cannon. Come back.
Objective complete. 3, 2, 1. New objective received.
Crystals are calling.
Building online. Unit ready.
Deck is confirmed unbeatable.
Unit ready.
Infantry. I'm on it. Riflemen. They don't. Oh, hoo-ah. Move. They don't stand a chance.
Unit ready.
You got it. Lead it. They don't stand. Unit ready. Job. Riflemen awaiting. Move out. Hoo-ah. We've got this.
Unit lost.
Let's gun them down.
The slingshot is definitely an upsetting unit.
Hoo-ah.
But I guess you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Lead. Riflemen.
That's the meta game.
Riflemen
What option do I have?
Infantry ready. Rifle report. Infantry. They don't stand a rifle.
Unit lost.
Rip. Unit red. Rifleman ready. Gonna hit him. Reporting. Tank gun. Infantry. Rifleman ready. You are easy. Taking them down. We'll rip through them.
Unit ready.
You tank division awaiting orders. Rifle. Easy pick. Ready. Taking them. Marching order. Easy pickings. Report. I'm a predator. Tank division. Infantry. They don't right. We predator can't. Taking them down.
Unit lost.
Move out. Ready. We'll rip through them.
Unit lost.
Unit predator. Predator. Right. Lighten them up.
Unit ready.
Get ready for tank rolling.
Nuclear weapon launched.
Predator on.
Major structural damage received.
Marching. Tank. We'll rip through them. Predator. Gonna reflect. Taking them. Ready. Taking them down. I'm on it. Predator. We'll rip through them.
Unit ready.
I got tank. Taking them. Predator cannon. Rifle. You got it. Unit. We rolling. Predator. I will rip. It's a closing in. Tank division. We got gun up. Predator. Ready for over. Predator. Tank division. Predator.
Unit lost.
Ready for. Oh, let's gun. Predator.
Ion cannon activated.
Predator cannon. Right. Potato. Easy. Reporting. We lighten them. Ready for X. Potato. Easy. We'll rip. Predator. Await. Lighten them. Got a tank division.
Ready to do with a razorback.
Building online.
Damn dangerous. Lighten them. Taking them down. Tank. Predator. Gonna hit them. Strafing. Ready for X. Going ballistic. Easy forward. Mark.
Unit lost.
Take it. Best in the business.
Unit ready.
Splash that. Predator. We'll rip him up. Rifle. Doctor to the line. Let's go. Easy picky. Tank to strafing. Taking her that unit. Move. Predator. Ready for action. Going ballistic. I'm in. Splash the Predator. We'll rip through. Taking him easy.
Missile cancelled.
Strafing over.
Nuclear missile launched.
Tank gonna hit him. Predator. We'll rip.
Definitely it feels bad if you're trying to fight predators with bikes.
Razor bleeding.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Best doctor. We'll rip strafing targets. You can be my wingman. Predator will go in ballistic.
Unit lost.
Tickets.
Unit ready.
Tank. I'm on it. Predator. I'm a maverick. Ready for
Fuck me.
Predator. Predator hit. Oh, we battle. Predator getting grounded. Tank division. Yes, Commander. To the danger zone. Predator. Lighten them up.
Unit ready.
Strafing over. He's taking him. Fight forward. Ripping him up. Look, Red's gonna hit him hard. Predator. Predator on restraining. Best in the business. Lighten them. Time gonna hit him hard. Tank division.
Unit lost.
Have attack it and
We'll rip through him. Predator.
ready for action.
Going ballistic. You can be mine. Blast that sucker.
Nuclear
Hover OP?
weapon launched.
Use my hover to get onto this tile? Insane.
Mission accomplished. Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1. New objective available. Harvester ready.
Pistols are calling.
Building online. Unit ready.
Move, move.
Unit ready.
I'm on it.
Perhaps the best deck of all time.
Unit ready.
You got it. Rifleman, move out, moving out.
Is he two halves?
Leading the move.
How exciting.
Stand a chance.
I wonder why he is two halves.
Building online.
Rifleman, unit ready.
Slingshot guns are loaded.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Scouting. Yes,
Two halves and, what are they called? Scavenger? Scavenger seems odd with two harvester.
Unit ready.
I'm on it. Slingshot awaiting orders.
Open,
Yes, sir.
leading the way.
Unit lost. Warhead launched.
Tough matchup.
Ready for action.
Watching the
Predator gonna hit him hard.
leader taking him. Easy. Ready for action.
Maybe the secret to the deck is that Rhino is actually like grossly overpowered.
Slingshot
Unit
ready.
lost.
Awaiting. You got it. Awaiting orders.
Taking him down.
Awaiting all scout. Easy. Not gonna make it. I'm might need backup.
Moving. Predator gonna hit him hard.
Yes, sir. You got it. Wheels lock and load.
Ion cannon
Fuck that noise.
activated.
I don't want to deal with one of those.
Unit ready.
Yes, tank. is
No,
deployed.
sir. No, thank you.
Watching the moving and reporting.
Unit lost.
Easy taking him down. We'll rip through him.
Unit ready.
I'm on it.
Nuclear weapon launched.
It is cheat deck, Huck, because you have Solomon. And Solomon is inherently
Enemy
cheat.
base destroyed. Publishing battlefield control.
Swez. That's a name I haven't seen in a while.
3, 2, 1. New objective received.
Time to harvest.
Building online. Unit
I guess I've been
ready.
away for 2 weeks, so I haven't seen any names in a while.
Rifleman ready.
Unit ready.
I'm on it. Rifleman awaiting orders. Unit ready. Rifle moving out. Reporting.
Unit ready.
Move out. Rifleman ready to move out. Hoo-ah! Infantry, we should move. We've got this.
Venom again.
Building online.
Surreal.
Unit lost.
Closing out.
Rifleman ready.
Unit
Moving
lost.
out.
Unit ready.
Rifle.
Overtake in anti-air exposed. And
Unit, you got it.
Unit ready.
watching lock.
Do these guys not know about the slingshot?
Slingshots closing out.
I'm on it. Missiles ready to launch.
Unit ready.
Let's get him. Slingshot moving out. Yes,
Unit
sir.
lost.
Taking him down.
Unit lost.
Let's get him.
Uh-oh.
Reporting.
Giga Cannon, that seems like a tough matchup for me.
Ready. Opening. Watching slingshot. Yes, lock and
Unit ready.
report. Lock and slingshot. Anti-awaiting. Taking him. We're outgunned. We're outgunned.
Missile launched.
Lol,
Unit
got him.
lost. Unit ready.
What's this deck do against Giga?
Horizon. Reporting.
Is it just Solomon? Is that how you beat Giga Cannon?
Charge. Slingshots. Guns are loaded.
Unit lost.
Running him down.
Unit ready.
That doesn't feel great, I'll be honest. I hate having to, like, Solomon to have outs.
Ready. Okay. Target. Yes, sir. You got it. Crystal Scout watching them. Awaiting orders. Wheels at the ready. Slingshot. Anti-air. Reload.
Building online.
You can be my wingman. You can be my wingman. I am dangerous. Copy that.
Unit lost.
Anti-awaiting.
I'm taking her there.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Ion cannon activated.
On it. Yes, sir. We're under. You got it.
Unit lost.
This is the problem with trying to use Solomon as an out.
Yes, sir.
If you're weak to Giga, they'll just make several Gigas. You Solomon once, you kill a Giga, and they just make another Giga.
Lost. Unit ready.
Like, what's my long-term game plan against several Giga Cannons?
Yes, sir. Moving out. Reporting.
I can Solomon exactly once. What do I do after that?
Unit ready.
Sling. Anti.
Unit ready.
Watching them. Closing out. Slingshots. Guns are loaded. Slingshots. My firing solution locked.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Nuclear warhead launched.
Missiles Razorback. Okay, I will Missiles Razorback.
Received. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Yes, Commander.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Okay, now what?
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Ion cannon activated. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Awaiting orders.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Now what, Huck?
Unit ready. Warhead launched.
All right, that plan didn't really pan out.
Our base has been destroyed. 3, 2, 1. New objective available.
Moving out.
Building online. Unit ready.
Ready for action.
Yeah, but any deck can do that, Huck. That's not a big deal. Any well-made deck should be able to win against everything.
Ready.
Otherwise, it's not a well-made deck. Like, decks that have auto-lose matchups are not well-made.
Right, got it.
So, being able to win versus everything is kind of a requirement. Like, that's the baseline. Every deck should do that. Otherwise, you should never even... Like, you shouldn't play a deck that doesn't already do that.
Unit ready.
Report. Moving out. Listen, we need stop moving. Awaiting orders. We should fall back. Mr. Squad reporting. We're on the hoo-ah. We've got Mr. Squad reporting. Mr. Low forward. Open fire. Defensive.
Unit lost.
Standing by. Infantry. Move.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
To the team. Mr. Low. Got it.
Unit ready.
That'll blow up. A whistle closing in.
I also don't think this deck beats Shock Sling.
Commander. Listen, when I take
Like, how do you beat Shock Sling with this?
Unit ready.
You can't Razorback their shocks, and then you have no other outs to Shock Trooper. Right? Like, what do you do again? I don't understand how you beat that matchup.
Nuclear missile launched.
You can win versus every player with every deck? That's not true.
Building
That's definitely not true. You play 6 tech against me right now. play a 6 tech deck against me. Play a 6 tech deck against me. We'll play 100 games. I bet you I win them all.
Away taking him.
I'm a map ready. Razorback. Yes, Commander.
Rolling. Yes, sir. Predator awaiting prey.
Best in the business. Doctor.
Unit lost.
I'm a missile squad activate. Taking him. Razorback to the team.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Get up.
Unit ready.
Lock at look. Yeah. That'll blow up. Mission. That'll blow up. Mission. Oh wait. That'll mission. Lock at. Yes, Commander. Copy that. Mission. That'll blow up nicely. Mission closing in. Rotor's head. Mission. I got let's get in the bird.
Ion cannon activated.
Best in the business. Awaiting orders. You got Mission Squad report. Doc, and you think I'm reckless? Mission. Let's get up.
Unit lost.
That'll blow up nicely.
Nuclear weapon launched. Unit lost.
Shock Sling Rhino.
3, 2, 1. New objective received. Building online.
So I think the idea that you can win versus every player with every deck is definitely a fabrication. That's just complete bullshit.
Move out.
Unit ready.
Missile squad here. Missions ready to unit ready.
That's like BR talk, where he's like, oh, my pred deck can beat everything.
No pain, no
I just have to play better. And it's like, no, it's not true. Like, there are some matchups you're just gonna get fucking destroyed. Doesn't matter how well you play.
Let's get infantry ready. Defending. Rifleman got it. Mission lock. That'll right. No. Let's get up. Defending. Lock and load. Moving. Unit. You got it. Forward. Rifleman awaiting orders. Missions ready to launch.
Unit lost.
You can be my wingman. Oh, move out. Report. I'm a maverick of the sky. Let's gun him down.
Unit ready.
Squad here, sir.
Unit lost.
Lock and go. Open. Where's that sucker?
Unit ready.
Maybe taking her there. Let's get missions ready. Yes, you can be my wingman. Awaiting your best.
Unit lost.
Keep 'em head straight to the mission squad. Mission squad. Standing going. Mission. Let's flash that sucker. You can be my wingman.
Unit ready.
I got movement in the pedals. Awaiting orders. Ripping them up. Talk to me. Let's get in the bird.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Ion cannon activated. Unit lost.
Got him. Solomon is cheat.
Nuclear warhead launched.
Yes, Commander. You can be my wing. Let's get in the bird.
You said you can win versus every player with every deck.
Yes, Commander.
Unless I was misunderstanding your statement. I mean, there's literally a message in my chat that says, you can win versus every player with every deck. Which I don't think is true. I think that is untrue. I think there are many players you cannot defeat with specific decks.
Building online. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Moving out. Take slingshot tank. Predator en route. Will. Not gonna hit him hard. Going ballistic. Predator cannon loaded. Doctor me.
Unit ready.
Taking him to the date. Easy picking. Awaiting order. Misses. Razorback ready to stray.
Unit lost.
Man, slingshot annihilates drones so hard.
Yes, come in. Yes, come
It's actually, it's just disgusting. Like, drones do nothing when there's a slingshot in play.
Ripping him up. Easy strafing targets.
Ion cannon activated. Warning. Enemy
Oh shit, he has iron cannon as well.
launched.
Solomon is
Unit
cheap.
lost.
You're saying this deck. Okay, I see. My bad. I misunderstood your message. You're saying this deck can win versus every player and every deck. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. But I'm saying, yeah, my point is that like any deck worth its salt should be able to win versus most things. Like basically everything. It's probably not a good deck if you have like some matchups you just auto lose. That's all I'm saying.